Hey, it's Sarah from sarahdesign.com, and I'm going to run you very quickly through how to use this layered Photoshop file to get your design onto the wine glass. So the really cool function that Photoshop has is something called a smart layer, and what that means is that even if you have a weird curved surface or something that's like a piece of paper laying on a table, if you want to put your design on it, you don't have to stretch your design all out of shape to squeeze it in onto that object. What you can do is just, if you have a smart object, and I'm going to open up this layer to show you where that is. I go up to the Wineglass layer, Wineglass 1, and open it by clicking in the little arrow there. The top layer says double click your design here. This is our smart object. Double click it. Opens up in a new tab as a .psb file. So what that means is that anything that you do in this nice upright square view is going to magically put itself onto the object that's in the main file. So I can give you an example of that. If we turn off your design here, we want to put in a design that you created in Silhouette. Let's go grab that. I have one that I saved to my desktop. File, open. Go to the desktop, click snowflake.png, hit open. Alright, here it is. We're going to select all, edit, copy, and we'll just go ahead and close this window. Now we're back in our .psb file, and click on the top layer and then hit edit, paste, or Command V. It makes its own new layer. Now it's much larger than the area that we're pasting it into, so we need to zoom out and then take the snowflake and use transform to make it smaller to fit into the space. So the keyboard command for zooming out is Command minus. Let's do that a couple times. If you don't remember that, just go down here to this magnifying glass tool, click on that, and then you'll see in the upper left corner of the Photoshop window there's a magnifying glass with a plus or minus, and you just pick whichever one you need. But now that we're zoomed out, we go up here and we grab the arrow tool, and then we will go into make sure that our layer is selected. It is. And we're going to hit Command T for transform. And put your mouse in the lower right corner of the bounding box window. Click on it and then hit Shift and drag up to the left. That's going to constrain your proportions and make your snowflake get smaller so it fits right into the space. Then you unclick, hit return, then we got to zoom back in, so we'll hit Command plus a few times. You can see a little bit better. Always go up to your arrow tool between tasks. If anything's ever not working, go up and click that arrow tool. Grab your snowflake and drag it into the middle. I'm just going to eyeball it. And then the tab has a little asterisk here because we haven't saved, and that's the important next step. You have to hit save. So we'll say edit, file, save, or Command S. That's on the .psb file, and go back to your main file, and you see the snowflake is right there, right on the wine glass. Very easy. So when you first purchase this file, it's going to be laid out exactly like this, and you could save it right this way with the flower always there and the one single wine glass right in the middle. Or you could play around in the layers and set things up the way you want. I did create a second wine glass. It's called Wineglass 2, and if we turn on the layer visibility, you'll see it pop into view. So we could go in there, open it up, double click the smart object on that. We could put our snowflake in there by hitting Command V because it was still copied. Remember, Command minus a few times to zoom out, Command T for transform, grab from the bottom corner, Shift, drag, let go, hit return, Command plus to zoom in. I do this seriously all day long at work. Make sure your arrow tool is selected, grab the snowflake and drag it right into the middle of the screen. Keyboard commands are your friend. They are so awesome. You can always figure out what they are by just going up into the menus and seeing what it says there. Because then when you want to move quickly, it's great. Alright, so we have to hit Command S for save, because the asterisk you can see is sitting here. Command S. Go back to our main design. We have another snowflake. It looks identical to the first one. Let me just show you how it's different. If I go back into the .psb and change the color on that snowflake, if I go down in the bottom of the layers palette, there's this little thing called FX. That's how you add layer styles. If you click on that, you can hit color overlay. And it already has white selected, but if you needed to, you just click inside this box to add your color. So I'll hit OK. Hit save, Command S. Go back to your main PSD. And there, you can see how the two wine glasses are different. And if at this point you're like, oh, they're kind of not centered, I want everything to scoot over in the screen, you can shift, select by, you just click on one and then you shift and click on the next one and the next one. And then go over to your main window and just click and drag all your stuff to where you want it to go. And then you might be like, yeah, it's better now they're lined up. Or maybe you think, oh, that wine glass should go a little bit further in front. You just grab it and drag it over. Or maybe it should go way off to the right. Maybe we need another flower. Let's go ahead and turn on this other flower layer. See, now you have a little stack of things. Just play around in here. There's not really anything you can do to hurt it. And just always save a copy. Make sure you save your main file that you purchased. And then, save a copy of it. Be like trial and error copy. Save it to your desktop, play around. You can also duplicate layers in here. Like, if you needed, another wine glass, you could just right-click on the wine glass layer and hit duplicate group. Hit OK. I made an extra wine glass. And there, now you have 3. See, there's so much, it's so fun. It's like I have a dollhouse that I'm decorating. If I turn off these extra layers, I wanted to just show you something really quickly. I have 2 flower layers in this file. One says flower tucked behind glass, and that is because I did a nice overlapping technique here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. I'll just grab the magnifying glass and then kind of, oops, I have the minus picked. Hit the plus. You can draw a square around the area where you're zooming in. So you can see if I turn off the wine glass layer for a sec, there's a little notch cut out of the stem here. That's why this is flower tucked behind glass, because I wanted the flower, I'm going to turn wine glass one back on again, I wanted the front leaves of the flower to be in front of the wine glass, but the stem to be behind. So I had to just play around in there to make that happen. But I didn't want you to have to worry about masks or anything like that, which is a technique that you can use to do this. So I also gave you a second flower layer that's just loose and normal. So if I turn off flower tucked behind glass, I turn on flower loose, and I can hit Command minus to zoom out a few times. Go up and hit our arrow tool. I can drag this loose flower anywhere I want to go. It could sit right on top. It could go off to the side. We can move our wine glass. Whatever you want to do. You can really have a truly custom design here, and without having to set up a photo shoot every single time. It's super convenient and such a time saver. Really, really fun. If you have any questions about the file or you run into issues, you can always shoot me a line. And check out my other videos, because I do go over smart objects a little bit in a few of those, and that might be helpful to you. Other than that, good luck and have fun. I would really love to see how you use these designs in your shop. If you are using these listing images to sell things, show me or share it on Instagram or something. That would be awesome. And speaking of Instagram, you can also, you can save this file out and use it in your Instagram feed, or you could create Pinterest pins with it. There's so many uses for this file. Seriously, just have fun with it. Thanks a lot, and I will see you in the next video.